Welcome to Java Forum. Now we are going to see how to install Oracle Database 21C Enterprise Edition on Windows 11 operating system. So we have now started Windows 11 installations. So let us see whether Oracle Database 21C Enterprise sits on Windows 11 operating system. So before proceed, let me show my system information. So I have 16 GB RAM configured. So Windows 11 Professional Edition. So this is a virtual machine, and let me show the task manager. Yes, so this is the CPU count. So I allocated around 6 virtual processor. So 6 CPU core I am having. So what is the minimal requirement is 3 GB free RAM minimal requirement. That is Windows 11 requires 4 GB RAM, and 3 to 4 GB you needed for Oracle Database 2020 minimum. And hard disk space should be as per the requirement. So here you can see that I have already downloaded Windows Oracle Database 2020 Enterprise Edition for Windows operating system as a zip file. So I am going to extract the content to one directory. So let me create one directory here. So I am going to extract the contents to this directory. So Oracle Database 2020 Enterprise Edition is a short-term release, and it supports unlimited database, unlimited pluggable database, etc. So it depends upon your computer or server, whatever hardware you have me, it will be more effective. Okay, so I extracted the content here. So these are the setup files we are going to install now. So before installation, very important thing, we need to create one Windows user separately for managing the Oracle Database 20C. So in Windows 11, let us see how to create a user account. So it is always good practice to create one separate user to manage the Oracle database. And regarding Enterprise Edition, we need a separate user, which is mandatory one. So previously in our Express Edition video, we didn't create any user, but Enterprise Edition requires separate user to manage the Oracle database. Okay, so I have provided some data. So new user called Oracle is created. So this user only is going to manage the Oracle database. So I am logging off the current user. So let me sign off. Sign off the current user. Sign out. Yes. Okay. So first time setup when new user is created, Windows is setting up some files. Okay, so new user Oracle. I have logged into Windows 11 as a new user Oracle. So using this user only, we are going to manage a database. All installation, everything is done here, but it will ask for administrator password. Okay. Now let me go to the setup directory where I have extracted the Oracle database 21C files. So right click and run the setup files. Yes, so Oracle database 21C setup is started. So this is the installer, Oracle database 21C installer. Yes, so I am going to create a single instance only, that is which is going to run in this Windows 11 PC alone. I am going to select desktop class because Windows 11 is a desktop operating system. So desktop class is enough for this installation. Here I am giving the current Windows user account. So current user is Oracle. So I am giving the username password for the current user. So that is the existing Windows user. Click next button. Yes, so here you can see the that installation path we need to provide. So it will ask for Oracle base and Oracle home, and also it will ask for password. So here database name, that is container database name is ORCL. Provide the password for the container database. So please provide in alphanumeric character with at least one upper and lower case. And pluggable database name will be ORCL PDB. So we can use the same password for ORCL PDB also. So note down that two database, that is one container database and one pluggable database is created by default. Okay, now click the next button. So it will check for prerequisite checks. Okay, this is the summary. Okay, so prerequisite check is passed. So this is the summary what Oracle database 21C installer is going to install and configure. Please note down all the values or save the response file. So it is always good habit to save the response file. So I am saving the response file. So note down all the settings. Okay, now we can see that Oracle database 2020 installation has started. So this will take some time, depends upon your computer speed and memory. So and it will ask for firewall will be asking for confirmation from us to unblock the EXEs. Also make sure that you did not block the port 1521. Okay, so here you can see that it's asking to unblock or block the java.exe. So click the button allow access. So Oracle database 2020 enterprise edition supports n number of database and pluggable databases. So if you have more memory, you can run more database. So if I click the details, means you can see the details window. It will print the installation logs. So installer logs will be logged into separate directory that I will show later. So you can watch the logs, what is happening. Okay, so everything is done here. So Oracle database 2020 enterprise edition setup is completed. So it had created container database called ORCL and one pluggable database called ORCL PDB running on the port 1521, and you can see the enterprise manager running on the port 5500. So you can view enterprise manager on browser. So before proceeding to the tutorial, so let us navigate the installed directory structure. So this is the Aura data directory. So Aura data directory contains database files for container database and pluggable database. So all the database informations are stored here, Aura data directory. So make sure that don't delete this directory. It's a very sensitive directory. And CFG2 logs. So this directory has all the installer log. So whatever installer is done, everything is, all actions are printed here. So in case of installation failure, you can come to this directory and check what had happened. So note down the directory. This is an Oracle based directory. Okay, now let us go to Windows 11 start menu. So this is the Windows 11 start menu. You can see that Oracle database 2020 products are got installed. So these are the utilities. So now I am starting SQL Plus to check whether I can able to connect to Oracle database 2020 enterprise edition or not. So I am logging as a sysdba. Okay, so I can able to log into database 2020 enterprise edition. So let me run one sample query, which will select all the DBA tables. So by default, two database, that is ORCL, which is a container database, and ORCL PDB pluggable database installed. So this is ORCL, that is container database. So container database, nothing but it will have pluggable database inside it. Okay. So now let me open the browser to check enterprise managers up and running or not. So I am trying with Microsoft Edge browser running on Windows 11. So I did not install a separate browser. So let me check whether Microsoft Edge supports enterprise manager portal or not. So this is the URL for enterprise manager advanced. Okay, now provide the username password. So I am giving sys username sys and password sys password, which I provided during the installation. So this is the Oracle Enterprise Manager Database Express, so which means that it used to monitor all the container database and pluggable database. So you can navigate to the all the content, all the link provided in Enterprise Manager. So some good monitoring features are available here in Enterprise Manager Database Express. Yeah, it's giving a lot of details, so which is enough to analyze and monitor. Okay, so I am logging out. So this much of information is enough as of now. Once again, I am going to Oracle 21C directory to check SQL Developer is available or not. So I think SQL Developer is available, but it's not the latest one. So it requires a latest Java to run. So instead of running SQL Developer bundled with this Oracle 21C, I am going to install SQL Developer separately. So latest SQL Developer has more features. So I already downloaded JDK and SQL Developer for Windows as a zip file. So first let me install JDK 11. So I am speeding up this video. As everyone know, the Java and SQL Developer installation. So quickly I am creating Java home pointing to JDK 11. Okay. Now I am starting the SQL Developer 21. So this is the latest edition as of now. Okay. So now let me create one Oracle connection manually. So I am giving one name to the connection. So what we are going to do now is I am going to log in as a sys user, as a sysdba, sysdba to container database. So sysdba, here SID select as SID should be ORCL. Okay, ORCL, yes. So this is the current SID. Okay. Okay, so you can see the connection is successful. Now click the connect button. So in the left side you can see that sys, I have logged in as a sys user, sys as sysdba to Oracle database 21C enterprise edition. So now I am logged into ORCL, it's a container database. So now I am creating one user, that is container user, called c hash scott. So c hash means it is a container user. So c hash is mandatory when you create a database user in container database. Otherwise you can't create a user. So now I am typing the query grant unlimited table space to c hash scott. Next I am typing the query grant resource DBA connect to c hash scott. So which means it provides extra privileges as DBA. Okay, let me run all these three queries. Yes, so grant succeeded. So container user, that is container database user c hash scott is created now. Now let me try to log in as a c hash scott. So once again I am creating one new Oracle connection. So username c hash scott. Make sure that c hash is mandatory here, which means it's a container user. So SID provide the ORCL. So ORCL is the name of the container database. So connection is successful. So let me change the Oracle connection name. Yes, now it will be fine. Okay. So now I have logged in as a c hash scott user. So I have logged into container database now. So let me create an table, insert some records and select it. Yes, I can able to create table as a c hash scott user. So you can see welcome table is got created. I have inserted one record, committed and selected. Okay, now what is the next step? Next step is we are going to log into the pluggable database. So as seen earlier, pluggable database is created by default. Here you can see that ORCL PDB. Okay. So it in open mode. So this database is in open mode only. Open mode rewrite means the database is accept the connections. Okay. Now I am creating one new Oracle connection. So now I am going to log in as a sysdba to pluggable database. Remember that each and every pluggable database has separate table space, users, everything. So here service name ORCL PDB. So this is very important, note it down. Okay, test the connection. So successful. Okay, connect it. So now I have logged in as a sysdba to ORCL PDB, that is pluggable database. Okay, so I already told that each and every pluggable database has own user and user table space, DBA, all everything. So now what I am doing is I am granting unlimited table space and some DBA privileges to the PDB admin. So PDB admin is a user which is already exist in ORCL PDB pluggable database. So that PDB admin is going to manage the database. So I am providing some grants. So I am giving some DBA privileges also. So grant succeeded. Now once again I am creating another Oracle connection. So now I am going to log in as a PDB admin. So PDB admin is a user available in pluggable database alone. So this pluggable database user can't access the table running on container database. Okay. So service name, make sure that when you connect to the pluggable database, service name should be pluggable database name. So ORCL PDB is the pluggable database name. So now I successfully connected as a user called PDB admin to ORCL PDB pluggable database. Okay, let me copy and paste the same thing which I have run previously. So I am creating one table, insert one record, commit it. Yes. So I can able to create a table, insert record and select the records in pluggable database which is managed by PDB admin user. Okay, everything is fine now. So Oracle database 21C enterprise edition setup is completely successful on Windows 11 professional operating system. Okay, now let me go to Windows 11 start menu. So here you can see that Oracle Instance Manager. So there is an utility called Oracle Instance Manager. Open that utility. So it will ask for administrator password. Provide the administrator password. Yes. So this is Oracle Instance Manager. So using this utility, you can start and stop the database. So instead of running on command line, this utility will be useful for beginners. So now I am showing how to shut down the Oracle database. So both service and instance I am bringing down. Provide the password. So immediately I am shutting down this database. Yes, you can see that Oracle database 21C is stopped now. So now let me try some query in SQL Developer. Let us check whether it's throwing error or not. Yes, so you can see this error will be thrown if there is no Oracle database connectivity. So now let me restart the instance. So provide the sysdba password, that is DBA password. I am starting both service and instance. Yes, so it started. Now let me refresh or reconnect the database. Yes, so database is refreshed from last connection. Yes. Okay, so here you see the one important point here. You can see that pluggable database is closed. So which means open mode is mounted, means ORCL PDB pluggable database closed here. Now we need to bring up the ORCL PDB pluggable database. So what I am going to do is, 1 minute. So you can see that PDB admin is unable to connect because ORCL PDB pluggable database is in mounted state. So it's mounted. So now I am logging as a, so I am typing the query in container database window. So this is login as a sys user. So I am running this query in container database to open the pluggable database. So with the help of container database only, pluggable database are running. So using the DBA, sys DBA of container database, I am altering the pluggable database connectivity. So now alter pluggable database ORCL PDB open query. It will open the database connection to pluggable database called ORCL PDB. So now we can see that I can able to connect PDB admin. So by default, after installation, ORCL PDB is up and running. But when I restart the database, I can able to see that ORCL PDB went to mounted state. So we can bring up the pluggable database by running this command, alter pluggable database name open. So this will open the pluggable database connections. Okay, next, very important. So note down the directory structure. Note down the directory structure where I am going. So it's under network admin. So these are the Oracle listener files which have the extensions called .ora extension. Which has extension called .ora file. So this listener.ora, TNS name.ora, which contains all the Oracle listener configuration. So if you are expert, means you can edit this listener.ora or TNS name.ora accordingly. Based upon your needs, you can edit. So this is SQLnet and this is TNS name.ora file. So don't delete these files. It's a very sensitive files. Otherwise you can't connect to the Oracle database 21C. Okay, as I told you earlier, so RA data is a directory where all the database files are created. So there will be a separate directory for pluggable database. So each and every pluggable database has database files. So very important step now. So go to Windows services. So let me go to the Windows services. So why I am telling this, because in case your installation is got failed or database is not coming up, you can go and monitor the Windows services. So this will show the what are the Oracle services started running. So here this TNS listener service is very important. So this TNS listener service only used to connect the database. So I can able to see all the Oracle services are up and running. Okay, so let us conclude now. Oracle Database 21C Enterprise Edition installation on Windows 11 Professional Edition is successful. Make sure that you have enough hard disk space, RAM and processor core. So minimum 3 GB of RAM is required to run the Oracle Database 21C Enterprise Edition. As 4 GB is required by Windows 11, 4 plus 3, at least 7 to 8 GB of RAM is needed here.